This is the Trade Till You Lose training video on explain the Demarkers. Now, these are something promoted by technical analyst Thomas Demarker, and basically it's known as DEM. So DEM, Demarker, it's a TA tool, technical analysis tool, that does compare the most recent maximum and minimum, high and low prices to the previous period's equivalent. Now let me tell you what that is. Now, for instance, on here we're on a daily chart on euro dollar. Now, as you can see here, we've got the as per the reference guide from page 30 onwards. You'll see this from page 30 to through to 32. You'll see where we talk about the diagonal red line, okay, to the downside, where we would have to take into account all of the technical data as well. But selling off down through here, we might want to take into consideration that we might want to sell. Okay, conversely with the green diagonal as well, where if we see a break above or break out of that level, we might want to buy. Okay, but these are our interim. Now think of the diagonal lines. These are our interim support and resistance. Now, support being the red and green being the resistance. Now what this does, this automatically, each and every period, and on a daily chart, this can happen from week to week. On a 4-hour chart, it can happen every few days, and it goes down like that. We don't have to be concerned with the other time frames. Now what this does on the euro dollar chart on the daily, what this has done is taken our most recent high level, and that is here on the 10th of the 1st, right up here at 115.68. Now it's gone from there and it's drawn a diagonal line down through the other high price points and came out here. And it's also drawn for the support, the price point from the most recent low, the lowest most recent point, and that is here. Okay, it's not here because it's not lower than this level. Okay, and although this level here is more recent because we're now up to here, this level is more recent than this level. This level is actually lower. Okay, so that is the most recent lowest level, and that is the most recent highest level. Not this level here, not this level, that level is the most recent high level. Now, so our diagonal support and resistance, okay, the red and green consecutively diagonal lines are good for interim support and resistance. Now, backing that up, we've got our horizontal green and horizontal red lines, which are very, very strong support and resistance. They do the backup. They are the backup, the daddy, mummy and daddy of the support and resistance, if you like. Okay, now what this does, where's the diagonal lines give us sort of directional bias in terms of the market, or where it looks to be breaking out to. The support and resistance, the horizontal lines, and we'll just look at the red one in a moment. These are where maybe price point turning areas are about to come in to play. Okay, so basically this is where the market might hit and then bounce off. Let's just zoom out slightly. Now, if you can't see all of them at once, this might be because you're zoomed in too much. And as you can see up here, I'm zoomed in all the way. When the plus sign on the magnifying glass is grayed out like that, that means you're zoomed in too much. So I'm going to zoom out slightly. Okay, I'm going to zoom out once more. And the red is still not on there, is it? On the daily. And I'll zoom out once more. Now we can see it. So on the daily, the red daddy support, or say mummy support if you like, is at this level here, pretty much. If you click on the crosshair in the top left corner, this gives you the crosshair, and that is 110.98. That's where at 110.98, just below 111 on euro dollar, where very, very strong support comes in. And as you can see here, if we draw a line going across here, you can see that's pretty much where, oh, I just down that slightly there. That is where big, 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 big support lies, because the last time we broke out above this level, it really motored up, and now we've got huge support in and around this level here. In and around there is massive support for euro dollar, so that's big. Now also resistance for euro dollar is this green line here, so any breakout we could see could really push the price up, and any breakdown below here, if we break below here, could really see the price sell off. Okay, so I'll delete all those and we'll just zoom back in 1 or 2 zooms. So as you can see, if we do break out of right here, even temporarily within the high green and the low red all the way down here, even lower than that, if we break out intermediately the red, that could mean more selling, and conversely, if we break back above the green, that could mean more buying towards the horizontal green or there above. Okay, so they're just signs that a move is about to break out, and if we do break out above the green horizontal, there could be big gains to come. But if we sell off down to the support, if we just zoom out again, if we sell off down to that mummy support, that red horizontal level, we could actually see some support there. If we sell off down to here, we could see some support and a turn in direction. We could bounce back off. It wouldn't happen like that. It would happen more like this. Okay, something like that. So that's an idea of what they are. And the arrows, what we've got coded in, these are other indicators that we've got blended in and coded in to our system. And our arrows are something else again on top of the demarkers. So what we like to do is use our arrows as per the guide. They're the main things here. The arrows are the main things we go by, but our indicators in and around the arrows, the moving averages, the 110, 55, the 18, the 20, and the demarkers all add to the mix. They're that confluence of data. Okay, and if we can see something selling off here, right down below resistance, down below the moving averages here, we've got a red arrow on a red candle here, looking very weak indeed. Red arrow, red previous, red here, red arrow below Demarker resistance, the horizontal and the diagonal, below 110-day moving average, below 1855, looking extremely weak. We could expect some more selling to come. Okay, so that's where a lot of our clients have already gone short from this candle here, and that is a great short entry. Too late now. By the time you're watching this, it will be too late, obviously, because we've only got 2 to 3 sessions after the arrow candle to get in. But ones like these are a good entry. Okay, but added with our demarkers is something else. Let's go on to the pound dollar. Just show you another example on there. And again here, we've got solid support down here, our horizontal support. The support diagonal demarker has gone to the most recent lowest point, not this level here, but this level. It's the lower one and it's the most recent, not this one, because this is even lower. But we can't go back too far. It can only go back too far. We can't go back 3 weeks again and look for a lower level than this again, because we could keep going back and back and back, but it only goes to a certain period. And then the upper green demarker here, the resistance diagonal, has gone over this most recent highest point. It hasn't selected this higher point yet up here. It hasn't selected the 2 big candles up here. Even though they're the most recent, it's going to factor that in for the following week to come. Okay, but for this week just closed, this is now Saturday, the 19th of January. This week just closed. This was that most highest recent level. It's factoring in. So now it's going to give us an idea of, can the market break out of this point here and hold above this green line, or is it going to break back below and sell below the diagonal here? And will it sell back below the moving averages? Because at the minute it's above all moving averages, which does look good. Pound dollar looks very strong. If it breaks back below, If it breaks back below the red line here, it could be weaker. We could retest that horizontal red support, but we're looking very strong. We've rallied, consolidated, sold off before the Brexit vote, rallied up above the moving averages, and now we're above that diagonal Demarker resistance and now looking good. So this could be a good entry here. We've got a blue previous to that here, and on this candle it's come back off on Friday, granted, but it could find some support here and just come then back on up. But let's zoom out again. We're zoomed in all the way. Let's zoom back out, and then we should be able to see, as you can see up the top, we can see the daddy resistance here all the way up towards 135, all the way up to here, 135, right there. Just the exact price, I'll go up to the crosshair and just see what price it is. That price is 134. What is it? 134.45. So 134.45. Incredible. So indeed, if we do get this breakout of the diagonal resistance, which is very strong, but not as strong as daddy up here, if we get that break, we could see a test up towards that level. Okay, we've got solid support down here, and I don't expect that to be tested anytime soon. We've done all the hard work up here. We've got more blues forming than reds. Okay, so we're now looking very strong to move on up, and we take each arrow individually, and it must pass each and every one of the tick boxes in the rules as per the reference guide. So we trade each, or assess each arrow separately. All right, and that's it. Let's have one look at Euro Yen. The Demarkers on there. Again, nice, just a nice range at the moment. We've got a nice gap, not a huge gap like pound dollar, but we've got 120.71 to 126. It's about a 540 pip gap towards the upper resistance and lower support there for the horizontal Demarkers. We've got the most recent low point factored in here, and the most recent high point of that week up there. So now, are we going to break out of this diagonal and test this resistance and then break out, or are we going to fall off this diagonal trend line and head back south? Let's see what arrows present themselves, because it's all about the arrows. The arrows lead us, and everything around the arrows, again, as I said, the moving averages, the Demarkers, give us the indication and the feel, how strong those arrow setups are. And at the moment, we've not got any over the last couple of days. Okay, we're still in for this one here. Okay, that's it. Blue previous, current blue candle, that was activated. We've meandered since, and now we're looking to break out. If we can break out, that will be one hell of a trade. This red arrow is cancelled out because we had a blue either side, most notably a blue after it, which cancels it out immediately. And this blue was not activated purely because we had 3 reds after it. 1, 2, 3. So then literally nothing got above that line there. We're just about testing that line 5, 6 days, 7 days later, but we're still in there from originally this trade, because that has not sold off enough yet to stop this trade out. Okay, so we'll wait to see where we are, but it's looking good at the moment. But just know these Demarkers do help you determine when you could enter a market. Like for instance, as we're selling off resistance and coming back, if you see an arrow form around these high ends and selling, then you can get in sometimes a lot sooner and sell off a lot sooner and end up making more money. Again, conversely, see any blue arrows as you rebound off the support, it's very, very strong, because then that looks for momentum to go the other way. But if it breaks down through these, you get the red arrow following. That's very weak. If you break up through them, get the arrow forming up, well, that is also very, 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 very strong indeed. Okay, now what I like about these, they're leading indicators, they're not lagging indicators. They're an oscillator, but I do like them as they're a leading indicator. not lagging. That's what I like about them. The arrows are already coded. My weekly updates, everything in and around it is very good indeed. Any issue, any questions, please drop me a line, matt@ttyLpro.co.uk. I'll speak to you very soon indeed.